Hello everyone in the meeting room. Hi, my name is Shihan Sam. I am an associate professor in the Department of Special Education, National Taichung University of Education in Taiwan. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. McWilliam for his support to improve early intervention services in Taiwan since 2014. I learned a lot from Dr. McWilliam about the concept and practicum of routine-based model. This research is inspired from his third visit to Taiwan in 2018. He introduced the key elements of collaborative consultation to children's classroom in detail. In 2019, I had an opportunity to conduct a clinical teaching program in a non-profit preschool in Taichung. I discussed with the principal in terms of the possibility to implement CC2CC model in their classroom. She appropriated the benefit of this model and started our cooperation immediately. Today, my speech will focus on how we implement this model and the outcome for children, parents, the teachers, and myself. In Taiwan, children with developmental delay are eligible to receive special education services since 2 years old. The special education law in Taiwan mandates the individualized education plan should be planned by professional team members from educational, medical, and social welfare sectors. For children with developmental delay in preschool, intervention through teaming is crucial for the success of inclusive education. The goal of preschool inclusion is all children learn together. Children with developmental delay can participate activities with peers under appropriate modification from teachers. The services that support inclusion in preschool comprise direct intervention, assisted technology, environment modification, and consultation from itinerary special education teacher and the related professionals. These services support preschool teachers to increase the engagement, independence, and interaction with peers for children with developmental delay. How does the special education team work together? Collaborative consultation provides a framework for special education teachers and other professionals to work with preschool teachers. This model contains triangle relations between consultant, consultee, and student with special need. Consultant work collaboratively with the consultee, cooperatively yield strategies necessary to solve the difficulty of the consultee had with the student. In collaborative consultation model, the consultant and the consultee work through an autonomous and mutual process. Both sides dedicate their knowledge and skills, reaching co-defined goals, and formulate partnership within the course. In preschool inclusion, the consultant visits the consultee periodically to discuss modification in curriculum, pedagogy, environment, and behavior problems of the student. The key elements of collaborative consultation encompass routine-based interview, shared focus on educational goals, participation-based goal setting, embedded in routine, metrics, RBI visit, discuss with the preschool teachers, incidental teaching, zone defense schedule, and the next step form. In Taiwan, some itinerary special education teachers or therapists take the student out of the classroom and give direct therapy or teaching to the student. The preschool teachers barely discuss any problems of the student with them. Although some itinerary special education teachers or therapists stay in the classroom, the preschool teachers still feel powerless because they give a lot of work to the teachers. For a classroom with 30 children and 2 preschool teachers, it is difficult to carry out all the separate teaching or practice. As a consequence, the children with developmental delay had a hard time to participate in any classroom activities. Another dilemma is to communicate with the parents. The preschool teachers have little knowledge about how the child behaves at home. They feel the parents cannot carry out the IEP goals at home. The parents rarely involved in the IEP process. The preschool teachers feel it would be much better if the parents practice some of the goals at home. Yet, the preschool teachers don't know how to do that. So, there are 4 research questions in this study. First, how to implement collaborative consultation in preschool inclusion. Second, what are the impacts on teachers? Third, what are the impacts on children with developmental delay? Fourth, what are the impacts on the parents? Next, we'll talk about the research method. Case study was applied in this study. As I introduced, we cooperated with a non-profit preschool in Taichung City, tried to implement collaborative consultation model. During the whole process, we record the course and collect all relevant data and information. The research field is in a non-profit preschool, which is supported by government funding in order to provide parents with affordable preschool education. The tuition and monthly fee is lower than private school and a little bit higher than public preschool. The participants include preschool teachers, itinerant, special education teachers, students, principal and parents. All participants signed informed consent before participation. This study was approved by Research Ethics Committee of National Zhanghua University of Education. There are 4 research stages. In preparation stage, I host a meeting with the principal and the teaching chief in the preschool to discuss the steps we need to do before the implementation. We decided to host a research meeting explaining the purpose and the research method. During the pre-implementation stage, the researcher invited the preschool principal, administrators, preschool teachers, and itinerant special education teacher to join a research meeting. The researcher explained the component of collaborative consultation to children's classroom, and the research project include the role of each one and how we process the procedures and collect the data. 2 teachers from 1 class with 2 children with developmental delay and 28 typical developed children expressed their willingness to participate in this project. In next stage, the researcher entered the classroom on a weekly basis to conduct the consultation. The researcher completed the RBI and set participation-based goals with parents and teachers at the beginning. Parents were invited to join the weekly discussion at their convenience. The preschool teachers carry out the strategies we discussed and talk over with parents when they pick up their children. When the researcher visited the preschool, he stayed in the classroom, observed how the children interact with others and participate in classroom activities, watch how the teachers shepherd the children and perform the strategies in their daily routine. At the end of the visit, the researcher discussed the issue he found and construct new ideas with preschool teachers. The researcher gave next step form to preschool teachers after every visit. In the outcome analysis stage, we collect the data and information from the previous stages, including student profile, RPI report, observation record, next step forms, interviews transcript, research diary, and reflections. Next, we're gonna introduce the result and discussion. In this study, we applied the following element to construct collaborative consultation models. The elements include routine-based interview, participation goal-based goal setting, metrics, STAIR, next step form. We completed routine-based interview with teachers and parents together at school. Parents give information about how their child acts in daily routines from wake up to the nighttime. Preschool teachers described the children's performance at school. From the researcher's diary, he wrote, 2 RBIs were finished this Friday. I asked parents and teachers how they think about RBI. One mother indicated she understood more about how her child learned in school. She also felt she gave her child too much assistance at home, and she felt need to adjust the way she interacts with her child. This mother identified specific expectations for her child and knew more about what her child needs to do to make progress. The preschool teacher said, I learned more about how parents interact with each other and their child at home. I felt I understood the status why the child behaved at school. These are 2 goals we set with parents and preschool teachers. In a tailored interview with the preschool teachers, Teacher Wright said, I felt goals reminded myself and parents to set practice opportunities for the child. Parents' expectations were integrated into the goals, which made me feel we are in the same direction. I felt I had a better sense of directions. She also mentioned we could embed the goal in our routines. This is an example of metrics. This is a STAIR form of a child. The preschool teacher observed and scored. We found the child engaged more time and more complex in the routine at the end of the term. This is a next step form of 1 visit. We induct 8 impacts of collaborative consultation on preschool teachers. These impacts include understand the child better and deeper, embedded different goals into different routines, have more strategies to increase child's engagement, lead the child through incidental teaching, develop activities with different difficulty and complexity, discuss and cooperate more with the teaching assistant, change the mindset when communicate with parents, change the work pattern in classroom. Due to the time strain, I briefly introduced the first impact. The preschool teacher better understands the whole picture of the child's development through RBI. They know it's important to observe the child's independence, engagement, and interaction in the classroom. They also understand what the parents expect the child to learn at school and find the appropriate method to modify their pedagogy. In a tailored interview with the itinerant special education teacher, she said, during the RBI, the teachers understand the behavior problem more clearly when the parents describe the details the child behaved at home. They are able to find some useful information. As a consequence, the preschool principal asked the teacher to conduct RBI with all the parents in the next semester. In terms of the third impact, one strategy we developed to increase cooperation with peers was to let the children choose partners by themselves in group activities. In daily physical activity, The teacher arranged the child with developmental delay choose her partner after another child. In another day, the teacher designed both children hold a big ball together. Child with developmental delay learned she has to adjust her speed in order to complete the task with her partner. The teacher found the children pay more attention to each other. We sum up 4 impacts on parents. They participate more in children's education. Parents express concerns and priorities specifically. They assist the child to develop in daily routine at home. They are aware need to change the interaction with their child. Through the guide of the researcher, parents were able to express their concern and priority about their child. The preschool teachers observed parents begin to understand the reason why the child behaved. They were willing to change the way they interact with their child. The researcher found the main reason why parents changed was because the researcher treats parents as a partner in the consultation process. Parents began to change their role to deal with the problems. They noticed the child would get more developmental stimulations if they changed the way they interact with their child. In terms of the children, almost all the goals were attained or improved. Their independence and engagement increased in school. Their active oral expression significantly advanced. They could reply peers' questions with more clear articulation. The teacher no longer asked the child to say it again. The result of the scale for teachers' assessment of routine engagement by preschool teachers indicated children's engagement increased in time and complexity. I introspect my role in the implementation of collaborative consultation model. I found strengths perspective were valuable to empower the parents. Preschool teachers and parents excited more strategies and made necessary modifications from my encouragement. I felt their strengths when they worked with me. Strategies were focused on children with developmental delay instead of all children. I reduced the frequency of visits and separate the discussion with teachers and parents. I also realized the importance to integrate my opinion into the original curriculum. It's easier for teachers to employ the strategies. In conclusion, collaborative consultation was practical in preschool inclusion. Preschool teachers and parents understood the child in detail through routine-based interview, set participation-based goals together. Teachers provided incidental teaching, developed activities with different difficulty and complexity, and embedded more opportunity in classroom activities. Teachers and teaching assistants cooperated better using zone defense schedule. The preschool prepared to apply RBI for all children in the next semester to increase teacher-parents communication and cooperation. Parents took part more in child's education, understood how their child participated in school learning. They also learned how to express concerns and priorities for their child. Parents could use the strategies at home, provide more opportunities with appropriate assistance when they interact with their child. They become the promoter for the development of their child. Both children increased their independence, engagement, and social interaction in school and home because of the effort from school teachers and parents. In this project, the researchers validate feasibility of collaborative consultation in Taiwan. The researchers support and empower preschool teachers and parents to set goals and develop strategies applicable in classroom and home by operating the important component of collaborative consultation. The researcher felt preschool teachers had some stress and modified accordingly so they can continue with comfort. The researchers learned that the itinerary special education teachers or other professionals have to understand the original curriculum model and the contextual factors when they enter the classroom and try to implement this model. Thank you very much.